Hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Reds Talk, an authentic football fan channel dedicated to Manchester United. We have got some breaking news. Oh, and everything is going absolutely off the scale. Wow, what is going on? We've got some absolute breaking news for you guys today. Our young star, Alejandro Garnacho, has signed a new contract at Manchester United. Improved terms, time down until 2028 in the summer. Very important to tie Garnacho down. Is very talented. This is very fitting as well because I'm literally going to watch the under-21s tonight at Lee Sports Village, and he is another bright young talent off the conveyor belt. So yeah, huge news, absolutely massive for us as a club going forward. Let us know in the comments how you feel about this signing, about this extension, should I say, because obviously he's already got a contract. This has been going back and forth on it for a little bit over the past couple of months. Will he sign a new deal? Will he be tempted by maybe a couple of clubs in Spain? You know, he's got that little bit of ego about him, Annie, which you like. You like a bit of arrogance, that he knows he's good, but that shows in his game as well. When he's very direct, his 1v1 ability is really, really good. He's just exciting. Do you know what I mean? You know, when you look at a winger at Old Trafford and what you want from them, you want them to get you off your seat. That is what you want. And Alejandro Garnacho is a prime example of that. One of the reasons Jadon Sancho's coming for a little bit of criticism sometimes. And the same thing with Anthony, if we're being completely transparent, is they don't run at the man enough. They don't look like they've got the beating of him enough times. We've seen it the odd times from Sancho and the odd times from Anthony, but the first thought in Garnacho's head is just as soon as he gets it, picks it up, it is like bang, run at your man straight away. And that's what I absolutely love about Garnacho. And we've got a couple of quotes coming out from the man himself. So Garnacho says, "When I joined this incredible club, I dreamt of achieving my debut, playing at Old Trafford, scoring my first goal, and winning trophies with this badge on my chest." He says, "I feel very proud and emotional to have experienced these moments already. Together, me and my family, who were supporting me every single step of the way. We are all humbled to have this chance to continue our journey at United, and I have already begun to work on achieving the next set of targets and ambitions. The manager and his coaching staff have helped me to improve in every way, and with their support, I am developing each day to help the team to be successful." And how do we feel like he's developed at the club since he's come in? Are we happy with his progression? Because it seems like we've got a lot of youngsters at the club. We've got a couple who are out on loan at the minute. You've got obviously Ahmad, who's killing it on loan in the Championship. You've got Palestra, who, when he's had the odd cameo, has looked really good as well. But Garnacho's the one out of all of them. He's the star boy, isn't he? He's the one who's been getting the most minutes. He's the one who's really showing, you know, the potential that he's got. And I think if you cast your minds back to when he first signed his professional contract back in July 2021, when he first came under the spotlight, he scored that solo goal against Everton, didn't he? Where it was just like a really long run and then ended up with a great finish towards the end, which just shows what he's all about. And that goal itself got nominated for United's Goal of the Month. He's fearless. He's great 1v1 against any right back. He causes absolute problems. And you know what I love about him as well? He's been involved in some really, really important goals. If you just look back at some of the goals he scored, Fulham away in the last minute, the last gasp just before we're about to head off on the plane to the World Cup. You've got the assist for Marcus Rashford in the Manchester derby when we went and beat City at Old Trafford, and the last minute again. The last minute goal against West Ham, I know we beat him 4-1 eventually in that game, but the last time, sorry, not the last time, the last minutes in that game, literally 90th minute, Garnacho plucks it out of the air, finesse in the bottom corner. Fantastic finish. And then you've got like the goal against Sociedad, which I know we didn't win 2-0, but going into that game, there was huge significance in getting that 2-0 so we could top the group. And the only person to get the goal in that game was Garnacho, an important goal, or could have ended up being an important goal. So this kid not only scores fantastic goals, he scores very important goals as well. So tying someone like this down for another 5 years, when he'll be probably about 24 years old, is amazing. By then, hopefully, you think 5-year cycle. If he's this good right now, how much better could he be by the time he's 24? If he possesses this much talent, how high is Garnacho's ceiling? What do we see for him in the future? Can he be the next? I'm not saying Ronaldo, because Ronaldo is, you know, once in a lifetime generational kind of thing. You rarely get them players. I'm not saying that. But could he be another bright spark? Could he be another, you know, world-class player? in that position, because the level he's showing at the minute for 18 years old is phenomenal. You can only imagine what his prime is going to be like. Honestly, I'm excited, man. I'm going to get into all your comments now. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Sam is in the chat saying, my boy. Of course, Sam's a huge fan of Garnacho, so he'll be buzzing with this news. Ryan Edwards saying, what's going on with the takeover? We are going to be live from 4 o'clock with Takeover News live, me, Shreyas, and Sam. So make sure you tune in for that. We've got a few bits. We've got a few interesting insights from David Ornstein as well, which we're going to touch on. Let's see what people are saying in the chat and the TikTok. Sorry. Get your comments in, like I said. Dean saying he'll stay at United until he's 24, then go to Real or something. I mean, we don't need to worry about that for now. It's, you know, it is what it is. We've got a couple of Newcastle fans and Villa fans in the chat, which is strange, but okay. Lewis is saying great player. Joe saying he's class, and you can tell by the amount of hate he gets that rivals know he'll be sick. Why is everyone saying United to sign a new player called? I have no idea what that says anyway. People are trying to, we've got rival fans in the chat trying to dampen this. Yeah, whatever it is. But in reality, a lot of the fans that are in the chat would kill for a young player like Garnacho. I'm telling you now, getting him signed on that contract is massive, because clubs like your Real Madrid, who talent, you know, who just bought like a 16-year-old for 50 million, that Hendrick or whatever his name is. These look for these bright talents, and to tie him down now for 5 years is massively important. That is the first of many. Now, what's going to happen with De Gea's contract? What's going to happen with Rashford's contract? What's going to happen with Dallow's contract? What's going to happen with Fred's contract? Like, it's a lot of them are all up in the air, and it's a very what's not a serious thing. Well, it's serious, isn't it? If you think about it, it is serious. So I'm buzzing that Garnacho signed that contract. And there's a couple of more quotes I did want to read out that are coming out, because I got the first initial thing. He's saying, I'm relishing the future and can't wait to create more special memories with this group in front of our amazing supporters. We're all humbled to have this chance to continue our journey at United, and I've already begun work on achieving the next set of targets and ambitions. So, yeah, look, I'm sure Erik ten Hag is extremely happy with this news as well. He clearly sees something in this player, you know, that he's happy to work with. Just the coaching as well. I think one of the criticisms over the past couple of years has been when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been in charge, that certain young players have lacked that kind of proper coach, like thorough, methodical coaching. Now, Ten Hag is there. They're going to catch up on that. Players like Garnacho are going to catch up on everything the other players have lost over the past 3-4 years, and it'll just make him insanely better. Insanely better. Look how Marcus Rashford was last year. This is a player who's been here for 7 years. He had an absolute stinker of a season last year. He was terrible, one of the worst players. Erik ten Hag's come in. Look at the progression. It's different scales. It's complete different ends of the shelf. Garnacho has that starting point now from 18 years old. So you can only imagine what he's going to be like. By the time he reaches Rashford's age, imagine what he's going to be playing like. Unbelievable news. Absolutely buzzing. Let's have a look. I'm looking forward to seeing Man United in the top 10 next season. I don't know what you're on about. That's what Will's just put as well. So, yeah, Garnacho, fantastic news. Not sure about the haircut. I mean, it's not an amazing haircut, but that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, does it? As long as he's playing well, he can have a pink mohawk for all I give a shit. I'm absolutely really, really happy about that. Let's hope there's some more positive news for TakeOver as well, because this is a good start to the day. It's a good start to your weekend if we can do this. Who would you like Manchester United to sign this summer? Kane, De Jong, Timber, Frimpong, and a new goalkeeper, I'd say. But right now, it's Garnacho's moment. Let Garnacho shine. Absolutely, 100%. We've got a little bit more news on Garnacho as well. We're not just stopping there. So, for the Under-20s World Cup, there was a lot of stuff going about, wasn't there? We've got Abic in the chat saying, Viva Garnacho. Big up to Abic. Viva Garnacho. Running down the wing, a United sing, Viva Garnacho, Viva Garnacho. Love that, love that. Yeah, so breaking news surrounding the Under-20s World Cup. Ten Hag has confirmed that Alejandro Garnacho will not be released to play in the Under-20s World Cup. Ten Hag confirms he will return to training as well today. So you've got a triple whammy there. He's signed a new contract until 2028. He's returned to training, so he's available for selection for the next games, which we're definitely going to need him because we are lacking in certain attacking areas. And he's And what was the other one? And he's not going to the World Cup as well. This was a concern, and we were discussing this the other day in the show, and we were saying, I think the under-20s World Cup starts on the 20th of May and it ends on the 11th of June. But obviously, there's a couple of weeks before that where they do a little bit of training with the squad, etc. So he would be missing. He'd be away. He'd probably miss the rest of the season, like Alejandro is, like Varane is, like Donny is, and like maybe a couple of other players are. So hugely important to have him back, to have him as an option off the bench. How many times have we discussed, especially over the past couple of months, when we're looking to the bench for someone to come on and change a game? Who is that guy? Who does that? No one. None of them do. Yesterday, we brought on Weghorst, we brought on Malacia, and we brought on Fred. And three of them basically lost us the game just from bringing them off the bench because other players were tired. They lost us the game. They lost us the game. Garnacho can come on and absolutely change it. He is a game changer. That is his name. It shouldn't be Alejandro Garnacho. It should be Alejandro Game Changer because that is what he does. This is what he does. So to have him available is massive now for the rest of the season to come off. When you're against tired legs, like imagine against Brighton in the extra time if we could have brought on a player like Garnacho, fresh, quick, direct, scares defenders. Like it's huge, huge. So that news, I'm buzzing with that because I thought he was going to go. There was lots of kind of rumors floating about that he was getting on the plane and all this kind of stuff, and we've spoken about that. So, yeah. When is he back? He's back in training now, Matt. So he should be available for selection. Whether he'll be available for the Villa game this weekend, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if that's too much of a quick turnaround, but I imagine maybe you'll get 10-15 against Villa, and then the game after that. Who do we play? Do we play Brighton after that, I think? So he'll be available, ironically, for the Brighton game. So absolutely fantastic news. Ali's saying he's just a bench player, Garnacho, mate. Relax, 20 minutes max. He's just a bench player. You haven't watched him this season, have you, if you think he's just a bench player? That kid, what he possesses of talent at 18 years old is, I think he'll be phenomenal. I think his ceiling is absolutely massive, in my personal opinion. Some people may disagree with that. But yeah, they can go suck the mum if they do. I don't mind at all. Yeah, huge news. Like I said, we will be going live for the takeover update very, very shortly in an hour and a half's time. Me, Sam, and Shreyas are going to be on there. So that's, of course, going to be a separate show. But because this news is literally just broke now, it had to go live. Had to go live for it, of course. Garnacho, future number 7. Yeah, well, it's a very good comment, that, to be fair. It's something, when you look at number 7s, the past number 7s that we've had, a lot of them have been wingers. A lot of them. You've had your Cristiano Ronaldo's, of course. You've had your David Beckham's, of course. You've had your George Best, of course. But you've also had your Cantonas. Do you know what I mean? You've had you've had a variation, but a lot of them have been wingers who have that zest about them. Do you know what I mean? It all stems from George Best. See the rhyme that I did there? Ding, ding. So it's not a bad shout. I wouldn't be giving it him now. I certainly wouldn't be giving it him now. I think there's too much pressure. He can handle pressure, but I wouldn't see it. I'd give it a couple of years. If he keeps continuing to grow, becomes a staple in the team, and is in the team regular, that is someone who I would look at as I would mark. You remember when you was a kid back in the day, you used to mark your Argos catalogs for what Christmas present you want. I would mark Garnacho down now as maybe the next number 7. But who's that number 7 is until he gets a little bit older, I don't know. I don't know who would give it to be completely honest with you. I'll throw that question back to you guys who have just asked that. Who would you give the number 7 to right now? Interesting debate. A very interesting debate. Ryan Edwards saying, took him from Atletico. Yep, £10 million we bought him from Atletico. And this is something as well where people tend to say that, well, I've said it myself, that when it comes to scouting, we're horrendous. We've missed so many opportunities. Moises Caicedo being a prime example where we could have gone in for him for £5 million. We rejected the deal. And then now he's going for like £70 million. So that's just like one example. There's many others when you go back, over the past 10, 15 years or whatever. Throat, need a drink. Make a drink. But as I touched on at the start of the video, when you look at Ahmad, when you look at Garnacho, when you look at Palestra, we've spent quite a bit of money on him. But Ahmad is looking like he's going to be a fantastic player. I can't wait for pre-season with him. Palestra, whenever he's got on for 10, 15 minutes, has looked insane. And Garnacho's starting to become a regular in the team as well. He's looking... Garnacho this season, tell me I'm wrong, has looked a better player than Jadon Sancho has. He has. He just has. We bought Jadon Sancho for 70 million, who we thought was prime and ready for the Premier League, and has struggled since he's come in. I was looking at his goal tally before. He's got the same goal tally as Jacob Murphy at Newcastle. And Garnacho's got similar stats, but he's 18 years old and he's not played nowhere near as many games. So I take your point, Ryan, that it's a risk. Of course it is, but you have to take risks, especially when you're scouting young players. Like, there's no well-rounded, 15-year-old with experience in the game who's going to fit in a team just like that. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. We've got Cazado there saying Sancho's the next Dele Alli, sadly. Well, I don't know about his trajectory. He looked good yesterday. He was much better yesterday. But Garnacho just excites me more. Garnacho has the qualities and does what Jadon Sancho doesn't do. Unfortunately, it just does. Anyone who watches them frequently, they just do. And yeah, I'm happy he's tied it down. I'm absolutely buzzing with that news. So hopefully we get, like I said, we'll get a little bit more news or good news later on. We'll be discussing it live, the takeover, some news about Sir Jim Ratcliffe, some news about Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani of Qatar, and some news about the Glazers as well, potentially. Well, not potentially. They've been talking about doing a deal with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, which would still keep them, or at least give them a percentage of the club. So, yeah. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Just a quick video on Garnacho because I just thought, yeah, you had to go live in it with news like this. I hope you're all buzzing about it. Make sure you smash a like on the video if you haven't already. Make sure you smash a like on the TikTok if you haven't already. And any of you boring opposite fans who are just chipping in to kind of get your 2 pence in, I don't care. I don't care. Take care of yourself, guys. We'll see you in an hour and a half, just under an hour and a half for live update on the takeover. Do not miss it. We'll see you shortly.